Okay.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Edith Ann, and I'm 5 years old. I'm in my bed. My mom told me I had to go to sleep, but I'm not tired. So I thought I would just sit here and talk to you. I hope she doesn't hear me. I should be saying my prayers, but I always get sidetracked. And today I got sidetracked. I started to think about angels. Aren't they so beautiful? Oh, I wish I could meet an angel, because if I did, I have a most special greeting. If an angel appeared to me, I would say, hello. One time when I was walking to church, I decided to ask an angel for help. This is what happened. It was a warm day. There are those, you know. And so we were walking to church, and I stopped to look at a book. And my mom said, Edith Ann, what are you doing? We're going to be late to church. So I said, oh, if there's an angel around, could you please help me move faster so we're not late to church so I don't get in trouble? And I started running, and I tripped and I fell. So I looked up and I said, Lord, would you please tell that angel that pushing doesn't work? Now, before we go to church, we always go to Sunday school, and the teacher loves me because I always know all the answers. And we were studying the 10 Commandments. We were studying the one that says, thou shalt honor your mother and your father. And the teacher said, does anybody know which commandment has to do with brothers and sisters? And I said, well, that's easy. Thou shalt not kill. Now, I don't really want to kill my little brother. He's 3, and even though he drives me crazy, he does say some funny things. One time when we were in the car with my grandma, and there was construction, and my grandma said, please, Lord, help us find the way. And all of a sudden there was a policeman. So she stopped and she asked the policeman, and he gave us directions. And she said, thank you, Lord, for helping us. And my brother said, that was the Lord? Now we have a new pastor here. His name's Pastor Hal, and I love his children's sermons. But I've got some advice for his adult sermons. I read this secret. Pastor Hal, the secret to a good sermon is to have a good beginning and a good end and have the two as close together as possible. Now the next holiday is Easter, and I love Easter. But before Easter is Palm Sunday, and I decided this year I am not going to miss it, because this is what happened last year. I was sick, and I stayed with my grandma, and my mom and my dad and my brother went to church, and they came home with these skinny things. And I said, well, what are those? And my mom said, well, they're palm leaves. I said, well, what were they used for? Well, the people held them over Jesus' head as he walked. And I said, now one day I miss church and Jesus decides to come. Well, you can be sure I'm going to be in Palm Sunday this year. Sorry. Now, another thing that you go to church for is weddings. And we were just at a wedding. And I said to my mom, now Mom, why does the bride dress in white? And she said, well, white is the symbol of happiness, and it's the happiest day of her life. And I thought about it for a minute, and then I said, then why does the groom dress in black? And speaking of couples, did Eve have a date with Adam? No, they had an apple. I just love jokes. In fact, Since Easter's coming, I'm going to tell you a few of my favorite bunny jokes. Where do bunnies eat breakfast? Aha. What kind of music do bunnies like to listen to? Hip-hop. What do you call a bunny with the sniffles? A runny bunny. And what did the bunny say to the carrot? It's been nice knowing you. That's all the carrot. Well, I probably should say my prayers before I get in trouble, but like I said, every time I go to say my prayers, I start thinking about other things, and one thing I think about is things I would like to ask the big guy up there. Like, for instance, did unicorns miss the ark? And it's too bad skunks didn't. Oh, that's funny. And how come when I prayed for a puppy, you gave me a baby brother? And now, if I pray, since I didn't get the puppy, can I pray for a pony? And when you're on vacation, Lord, who am I supposed to pray to? And one more question. Do we really have to pray again when we have leftovers? Oh, and what about Thomas Edison? Everybody says he created light. Did he steal the idea from you? Well, I'm going to say my prayers now. How does it go? Now I lay me down to... Sorry. Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. And if I die before I wake, would you please tell all the people at St. John that I just think they're the most wonderful people ever. They're loving and they're kind, and I love performing for you.